You both said today that you love each other, and I believe it, but I'm trying to tell you, love is not enough for a successful marriage. There's so many other things that go in it. It's not just about you anymore.
Here is today's case.
You've heard all of the testimony, having multiple affairs while he's married, and children within months of each other are being born.
That's why I'm here. I mean, I want my marriage to end. I mean, there's no saving it.
Your Honor, I've tried to get a divorce a couple times before.
I am not finished, and you have been a liar.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Wright versus Wright.
Thank you, Juan. Amber Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought your husband, Dustin Wright, to court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
The two of you have been married for 6 years. You are currently separated, and you want to discuss some of the issues that have led up to this separation thus far.
Yes,
correct?
Your Honor.
Okay, I'll start with you, ma'am. Tell me what's happening. Give me some background.
We started dating in 2012, but we met on a dating site like the last month of 2011. And told me in the beginning of our relationship that he had a child on the way. I'm like, that's fine. I'll be a stepmom to the child. I have no issue raising that child as my own. Mm-hmm. Got together. We had a rocky relationship in the beginning. Mm-hmm. On and off, breaking up, back together.
So when the two of you met, were you in a relationship? He already was having a baby with someone else?
Yes,
when the
Your
two
Honor.
of you met?
Yes.
So that wasn't a cheating incident?
No.
Okay, but you understood that, he told you about it, but you said at some point he ghosted you.
Yeah, he went ghost for like a month and then reconnected with me
And what was going on in that month?
Guess he had a girlfriend.
You guess? You didn't find out for sure?
I didn't confront him about it. Then I ended up finding out I was pregnant the summer of 2012. And then we ended up losing that baby in the beginning of 13.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, why don't you give me some background, sir? You have 3 children together, but this relationship has spanned over the course of 9 years because you met when you were teenagers, essentially.
Yeah.
Correct? Why
That's
don't you
right.
give me some background and tell me what brought you here today?
What brought us here today is when in the beginning it was great, but then we started going off and on and everything. Then cheating, I guess, it was brought about on both ends.
Both of you were cheating?
Technically, but we weren't together.
I don't know what technically means.
We were separated. We were not together at the time.
So you weren't cheating. You were dating other people when you separated.
We were on technically a break type deal.
Okay.
And one thing led to the next, and then we worked things out, get back together. Mm-hmm. And so it's off and on, like she said, off and on. And then with the passing of our son and everything, we tried to work everything out. Mm-hmm. I ended up asking her to marry me and everything. And a year after we proposed or whatever, a little over a year, we got married.
You've been married for 6 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're separated now for 5 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened in the marriage? Give me some background on that.
I think what really happened is we technically started growing apart. Like, we weren't there for each other when we should have been. Mm-hmm. And so that led to, we just started growing apart, taking more breaks and seeing other people and things like that. But technically we were still married. So we were on breaks, but we were seeing other people.
So there were never clean breaks between the two of you? Because
I
you
never
wouldn't-
really stepped out. I mean, I really didn't have boyfriends.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
tried to make my marriage work.
Okay.
While he was out here doing, every other woman possible. Mm-hmm. He had 2 babies during our marriage. Wow. I stayed at home and took care of our children.
So when he says they were cheating on both ends,
I never cheated on him.
So you never went out and dated during these breaks?
I mean, I talked to a friend from high school, but I mean, we didn't go out on dates and anything like that. No, he just helped with stuff that I needed. He was just a friend.
Was the relationship on a hiatus during that time period, ma'am?
Yes, because he had just he was seeing someone else and had a baby on the way on that case.
And so what made you then go back and rekindle the relationship again?
Because I love Dustin, Your Honor. That's why.
But if you're not being treated the way you want to be treated, what does love have to do with it?
That I can't. I mean, that's why I'm here now. Because I'm to the point I'm done with it all. I mean, my health is getting worse and worse and worse, and honestly, I can't keep doing it.
Do you love her, sir?
I love her because we got kids together, but I'm not actually in love with her anymore. We technically been on 4 and 5 breaks, and the friend she's talking about, he was actually more than a friend. I've heard from family members, and I've actually got the truth out of her. She's actually admitted she's actually done more with him. And the person was actually a close friend to the family. And that's why I was such against it.
You were against what? You've had 2 kids during the course of this marriage.
The friend
I mean,
was
heck, you even had Sam's baby during our marriage, Dustin.
So you're against what? That she during one of these breaks, she did not have children with anyone else, but you're saying she dated someone else.
And he was against it.
Ma'am, please.
They stepped out from each other, and they were seeing each other behind everyone's back.
So your moral compass has now kicked in when it comes to who she is seeing during one of these breaks. Because she's not having children with anyone else. Because if it's infidelity, it's infidelity. It doesn't matter who the person is. But for you, that matters. But you still go back. Why?
Felt like there was still something there. And then over time, like the last 5 months, it came out like I really don't want to be with her. And so that's why we're here today.
So it took you 5 months of going back to realize that, because then you go back again and you have a child with someone else.
But after that child, her and I split up, and her and I started talking again, and we both agreed that we should start talking. And that's when
Why that time? What was the reason that time?
It just happened. We just started talking.
So what else has happened, ma'am?
He had a baby with Samantha when I was pregnant with our son. She was also pregnant at the same time as I was. Me and her was pregnant together for 4 months together.
This is Samantha?
Yes, this is Samantha.
You brought her to court today as your witness?
Yes, I did. She is here to defend me and tell the truth too.
How old is your son now?
Our son will be 5 in October.
5. So this was 5 years ago. And was this during a break?
No, we was not during. He cheated on me with her.
We were on a break, Your
No,
Honor.
we was not, Your Honor. He would come home, sleep with me, and then go leave me, and then go sleep with her. It was like a love triangle.
I was like, I know you don't know me, but are you and Dustin married? And she said, yes, we are married. And I've been dating your husband for the past 2 months.
Well, that is some pretty compelling evidence, Mr. Wright. So you're gonna still tell me, look me in my eyes in this courtroom today and say that you were on a break?
He would come home, sleep with me, and then go leave me, and then go sleep with her. It was like a love triangle.
And you did not know it at the time?
No, I did not until she opened up about it.
Ms. Mullins, why don't you step up for me, ma'am? You've been listening to the testimony from both sides today. During this time period, you were indeed pregnant,
Yes.
ma'am, with
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright's child?
Yes.
And he said that he was on a break at that time from his wife.
He actually told me he was divorced.
Oh.
He told me he was divorced. And we got together in 2015. And something just wasn't right. Like, he would go to work, and then he'd be gone for like hours at a time. And he would come home like real late. So I checked his GPS tracker, and it said that he was going to a Hamilton, Ohio address. I looked him up on Facebook, and I couldn't find him. So I went and I got on my friend's Facebook, and I found him. He actually blocked me from his Facebook.
Because he was at my house.
And his profile picture was of him and Amber, and it said that he was married to Amber.
Wow.
So I messaged Amber from my friend's Facebook, and I asked her, I was like, I know you don't know me, but are you and Dustin married? And she said, yes, we are married. And I said, well, I'm not this person, I'm actually Samantha, and I've been dating your husband for the past 2 months. I'm like, he lives with me, like we lived together for the past 2 months. He was telling me he was going to work, he would leave work and go to Amber's, and then he would leave
Yes, Your
Amber's and come home to me.
Well, that is some pretty compelling evidence, Mr. Wright. So you're gonna still tell me, look me in my eyes in this courtroom today and say that you were on a break during this time period?
We were on a break on her. Technically, her and I was not together. Yeah, I was going over there, and I was still cheating because her and I were still. I was cheating.
That's
in
not
time.
what you. That is not the point. You told Miss Mullins that you were divorced. You lied to her.
I was lying
because
and
you
cheating.
wanted to. Let me finish my statement. Because what I would like in this courtroom today is the truth. When you come in and you swear to tell the truth, I want people to tell the truth. I believe Miss Mullins' testimony. You told her, you lied to her and said that you were divorced. Why? Because you were concerned if you told her the truth that you were married, she would not get involved with you. So you lied to her and got her involved in this entanglement for your own benefit. Ms. Mullins, were you pregnant at the time when you contacted Ms. Wright?
I was, but I didn't know it at the time. I found out 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what happened when you found out that you were pregnant?
Sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. I was ashamed, not gonna lie, because I didn't want to be pregnant by a married man. I felt like a terrible person.
You were lied to, and that's what you have to take from this situation. It sounds like to me you would have made a different choice, because I have people in here, they come in here and they don't care. So you were deceived, and I believe you. You can have a seat, thank you. You're gonna have to make a decision to stop allowing yourself to be treated like a doormat. Because anytime you have someone showing this level of disrespect to you, and I'm talking about lying, telling people that you are not married, so you can engage in your affairs, telling them that you're divorced, and you finding out about it, and then allowing him to come back into your home.
I've been trying to end it, and then every time I try to move on, he makes my life hell. Oh, I'm taking the kids from you. I'm taking them from you. You're not gonna have them.
And you have allowed him to come back into the home because you said you loved him.
And I need to put my foot down.
For the last 5 months, I am ecstatic that you have made the right choice for yourself.
It's going to continue to stay that way. That's why I'm here. I want my marriage to end. There's no saving us.
You've heard all the testimony, having multiple affairs while he's married, and children within months of each other are being born. But I'm just telling you, the patterns don't lie. And if you don't pay attention to this warning, you're gonna be number 3 over there on this line. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free, 1-877-311-2222, or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms, and for exclusive content, go to Apple TV. Who is your witness, sir, Mr. Wright?
This is actually my current girlfriend, Carla.
Ms. Bowser, why don't you step up, ma'am, and let's hear what you have to say. Have you listened to everything that you've heard here today? You've heard all of the testimony?
I have listened, yes, Your Honor.
Did you know that Mr. Wright has been having multiple affairs while he's married, and children within months of each other are being born because he's lying to people, telling him that he's divorced and he's not? Did you know all of this, or are you just finding this all out today?
Your Honor, he was honest with me before we got together about his past. I do believe his side of the story.
You believe what side of the story?
The fact that he was
on a break?
separated most of the time.
So you don't. So Ms. Mullins, who's come into court today and said that he was lying to her, telling her he was divorced, and she got pregnant at the same time. You're saying you believe what he's saying over her, because if there's anyone, I have couples who come in here all the time and point the finger and lie to each. She has no motivation whatsoever to come in and lie on Mr. Wright, and you're saying you don't believe her?
Your Honor, I did know that they were pregnant together, but he did say he was separated.
Okay, so he lied. I'm just letting you know he lied, and I'm telling you this now because you need to understand and recognize patterns when you see them, and when someone has shown you who they are by how they have lived their life and the patterns that they have set before you. You are an adult, you can make your own decisions, but I'm just telling you, the patterns don't lie. And if you don't pay attention to this warning, you're gonna be number 3 over there on this line.
Your Honor, I absolutely believe she wants the divorce, or, because she's jealous of me being around.
I'm not jealous of you. Honestly.
She's let me tell you something, Miss Bowser. She has faced many other problems, a plethora of problems, before you ever came in the picture. You being around is not her problem. How many children do you have, Mr. Wright?
I have 6 children, 1 in heaven. Your Honor, one of the reasons why I'm ready for this divorce is the way she's acting here in this courtroom right now.
Really? I think her behavior is rather reserved based on everything I've heard today that she's had to deal with over the last 9 years.
Also, I told her I'd be able to help her with her bills and everything, but she can't tell me a day before they're due and how much they are.
I told you
expecting.
2 weeks prior to my rent.
Ms. Bowser, you can have a seat, ma'am. We'll see you next year.
and she didn't let me know until like the day before it was due.
How has she been paying the rent prior to that?
Her roommate was paying it, and the one who left on her like 2 days
And so
before
what
it was due.
assistance have you been providing? Because all of the children live with her?
Yes.
No, we split them up 50-50.
Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. I have him 1 week. He has him 1 week.
Okay.
But I told him 2 weeks prior that it was probably not going to be paid. His family member stepped up to pay my rent that he would not do because he's out here spending it on all his other women.
You all were young and you started playing house. You had no idea what it meant to be in a committed, monogamous, true love, responsible marriage and relationship. When you met him, someone else was pregnant with his child. You married him anyway. You go on into the marriage, someone else gets pregnant with his child. You take him back anyway. It happens again, someone else gets pregnant with his child. You take him back again. It's not about love. It is that respect, that honor, that integrity, that loyalty. You never got it. You do not know what it is to receive that. So you kept taking back whatever he could give you, the crumbs of his attention.
You're right,
For
Mom.
what? You had no idea. You still have no idea. You have not reformed or changed your ways whatsoever. And so now you are a father of 6 by numerous different women. Why? Because you are not a responsible adult. And I know she keeps accepting you back, but I'm talking about you now. You keep running back. And then you have the audacity to bring a 24-year-old into court with you today talking about this is your new relationship.
But, Your Honor, I've tried to get a divorce a couple times before.
I am not finished. Whether it's been emotional infidelity or physical infidelity. That's what I've seen throughout the course of this. And whether it's been because he hasn't been there or because you've left. And you have been a liar. Because if you think that this is about, oh, she's talking to somebody else. No, I need you to own up to your responsibility. Not one time in this courtroom have you stood and told me the truth about your prior infidelities. Not once. Multiple children, not one truth from you. It is ridiculous. You need to stop having children until you learn how to be a responsible adult. Both of you have testified in court today that you are ready to go your separate ways and that you are ready to proceed with the relationship coming to an end after 9 years. My wish for you now as co-parents to children, they are your priority that deserve to grow up knowing that they have 2 parents who love and care for them and are responsible for them. And I hope that you can do what you need to do to show that to your children, all of them. But Ms. Wright, you must make a decision today that the first love in your life needs to be yourself.
You're right,
And it will not come, the love that you need, stop searching for it, stop taking the crumbs of affection, stop taking the crumbs of attention, and make a decision for yourself that you will not enter into another relationship until a man comes along that's going to treat you the way you want and deserve to be treated.
You're right, Your Honor.
That is my judgment. Good luck.
It just seems like every time I try to go for the divorce, you wouldn't go for it. I've tried.
I tried for the divorce also, but you kept on saying
No, it
no.
was
You kept on saying you're going to do all this extra stuff.
It was you, and every time I try, you said, "Oh, I'm taking the kids," and my kids.
No, I haven't.
I mean, I got all this proof that you're saying you're going to take them from me. Just be from here on out. We're just going to be friends and co-parent. You Monday to Monday, me Monday to Monday.
Fine by me.
Okay.